Alright, so this is going to make a lot of our viewers happy because this is probably the most requested video of all time on our channel, and that is a pond update. And it's not that I haven't wanted to do a pond update. I've wanted to do a lot of pond updates, but it's never been to the point where I was proud to update it. And there's been a lot going on, so it's just little bitty things here and there, and I didn't want to make a video for these little bitty things and bore people out of their minds. So it's time for a big pond update, and let me tell you, it's a big update. So if you guys remember, when I got this place, this was a little 20 yard by 20 yard little hole in the ground, didn't hold any water, surrounded by brush. It's right in front of my house, and I really always wanted a pond right in front of my house. I said, well, it's already got the structure of a pond in this little area. Why can't we just knock out this whole hillside and build a pond? We'll clear it out of the brush and have a pond right here for my dad and I to fish, which is something that I've always wanted. So that's what we did. We got in here, we started pushing out with the bulldozer, literally just cutting into the hillside and pushing up dirt. On the back side, it's a long ways down. It's probably a good 25 feet or even more than that from the very top of the back side of the dam. And when we got done with it, a lot of people said, you aren't ever going to get it to hold water up there. And I was like, well, you know, I can try and I can learn. When we got done digging it, of course, it looked like a gravel bed that didn't even resemble a pond other than it had a hole in the ground. And so we started looking around. We had a person that was nice enough that was getting rid of their chicken pads, which chicken pads for the chicken houses, those big long chicken houses, are built up with red clay. We were able to go in there, dig up all that red clay and have it transported in by dump trucks, and then we spread it out with a dozer. We spread over 8 inches deep of red clay through this entire area. I thought that would be problem solved. It would just start holding water instantly. That's what I was hoping for, at least. I even got in there with a truck and tractor and four-wheeler and just tried to compact it as much as I could. Well, it didn't work. It rained a ton. It filled up to like 5 or 6 feet, and within 24 hours was down to nothing but a mud puddle, if even that, in the bottom. So what did I do? I packed it more. I kept packing and packing. It would rain again and it would hold for a day longer, then it would just all go right through. So if you guys remember, I did a bucket test where I drilled holes in the bottom of a bucket. I put 8 inches of red clay in it, and I packed it and I packed it and I packed it and I packed it in that bucket until I packed it as much as I could, put water in it, and it held great. It wasn't even leaking out the bottom, even though the bottom was primarily just pretty much open. And so I knew at that point it could hold if I packed the soil. So I rented one of those vibrating rollers that had the sheep's foot, is what they call it, on it, and I rolled for an entire day or day and a half, whatever it was, up and down, sideways, back and forth, and I packed it as much as I could in that time that I had it. Rain started coming in, it started holding, and it started holding, and started holding more. Now we're in an area in southwest Missouri. This area has just got a lot of humidity, and so our evaporation rate around here is pretty high. So it would start evaporating out, and so I was kind of getting discouraged. Is it seeping out? Is it evaporating out? Couldn't really tell, but it was always holding higher and higher. Well, I didn't want to put in pigs or anything like that. A lot of people suggested that. A lot of people were wondering at that point, why was I not putting fish in and building fish habitat? It was because I wanted to make sure the pond would hold before I did any of that. Otherwise, I'd have to drain it and redo a lot of stuff. I will say I did have to drain it one time. We did have the red clay in it before I got the vibrating roller. I did buy a pump, and I drained it out completely, worked it with my tractor, moved some of the dirt, and then I rolled it. But it always kept holding higher and higher. As you can probably tell, you can see ducks going in and out behind me. I did purchase some ducks from a catalog. I got some mallards, and then I've just recently got some khakis, hatched them out, put them on the pond. They dabble around the edges, they'll dabble on the bottom when they can, they work the soil, they're putting poop in the water, and so it's putting material in there that is helping seal as well. So the ducks are doing their job, and I will tell you, I'm super happy with the outcome right now. It's holding 5 to 6 feet in the deepest, and it's always holding about that area. When it does rain big enough that we have drainage going into it, it holds higher and higher on average after that, which is super exciting. I have gone in since There was areas that I dumped a lot of rocks and old cinder blocks and stuff, debris. I did multiple piles of that throughout the entire pond for fish habitat. We've now got grass growing up on the side, even grass growing up into the water. As the water keeps rising, it's getting above that grass level, which is pretty nice. So I built and put an elaborate duck house on it so the ducks have somewhere to go and be safe. It's maybe a little bit over the top. It's even got a light at night that with the solar panel turns on. They don't care. But I did start looking into getting fish to stock the pond. By the time I was going to put the fish in it, I was going to do a largemouth bass with a bluegill, sunfish, red ear, and minnow mix. It was going to be about $1,500 and I did not want to spend that. So what did I do? I started hitting up some of our local ponds and stuff and started fishing and started putting fish over. Now I want to build it correctly. I don't want to put a lot of large fish in there that they don't have the infrastructure of the food chain to live off of. So I wanted everything to be down there in like that minnow fry kind of smaller stage. I've put in now about 400 to 500 minnows in there. We do have about 200 small bluegill. I'm talking most of them are an inch to 2 inch or so, and those will grow pretty rapidly. We do have a few red ear in here, and then I was able to catch about 20 largemouth that were anywhere from 6-8 inches or under that are in here as well. So I do think I have plenty of food in there. I'm going to get some more minnows and put them in there. Started building some fish habitat. Going to do a lot more fish habitat. One thing that's really exciting now that I just got finished here in the last few weeks is actually tomorrow or the next day they're going to be putting guttering on the house. I've gone through and I have buried pipe coming from those gutters that all run into the pond. So every bit of the runoff that is coming off the roof of my house will be pumped right into the pond, because there's not a whole lot of runoff that it catches here. It catches my yard, it catches some of this food plot, and we've even done a ditch on the back side of this food plot to try to catch the runoff there, but it's so rocky and porous here that it soaks in and it just runs through the soil super fast. So it has to be a torrential flood for it to really capture that water in there. So all this runoff from the house is really going to help, and I'm excited about that. As you can tell also, it is a bluer color. I did dye it. It does nothing to harm the fish. It doesn't harm the pond in any way, shape, or form. It just makes it look a lot nicer. It's always had that brown tint, like there's suspended soil in there, and it never ever settled out. And so went ahead and did this, and it looks really nice. It's sitting here in front of the house. It's almost like one of those ponds or lakes that you'd see way up high in the mountains. So I am super happy with the pond. I'm going to continue to update you guys on the pond, especially as we get the guttering down and see how fast it flows into this pond, because it's going to shoot out of there, and we'll see what level we get the pond up to. We're going to still do some fish habitat. What we're really focusing in on now is, now that we've got it established, now we've got it holding water, let's build the fish habitat so Dad and I can start getting there fishing. We've started to get fish in there already. So you can see that there is a feeder behind me that's primarily for the ducks, just to kind of keep them here. Deer use it, doves use it, squirrels use it, everything uses it, but it's to keep the ducks here for now until they decide this fall if they want to fly south or not, and hopefully they want to stay here because they've got a good food source, they've got good protection, and they like it right here in the front of my house. So there you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this pond update. It's looking so good. I can't wait till the next pond update. Guys, make sure you subscribe to our channel, because we're releasing not only pond videos but wildlife, land management videos, and deer hunting videos, and turkey videos, and everything every single week, 365 days a year. Not every day of the year, but pretty dang close it feels like. So there's a lot of videos. Go check them out. Subscribe, comment down below. Make sure you enter to win our deer hunt giveaway that we got going on right now. And guys, until next time, have a better than average day.